The log is off.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Log is Off podcast.
And I think we should probably apologise.
Well, I wanted to just go in with that official setup first of all because it leads us nicely into an official apology.
Yeah. So we've been off air for, I think, 3 weeks now. Explanations?
Shit going on.
Life. I had the worst illness known to man last week, so we couldn't record last week.
Had a cold.
Well, I said this off air. I thought I was dying last week.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You had a cold.
I didn't know. I think it was undiagnosed, but I think I had COVID.
You had a cold.
Was it really bad cold?
Go on. Yeah, I've had some working away and some stuff going on that we had to deal with. So we did try and get a couple in, and almost to the last minute we were ready to go for a couple of weeks, but then we just we failed to we failed to finish. So
it's been a bit weird not having recordings and doing editings and stuff like that.
Yeah, it is, but it's. We're back.
We're back.
Fortunately, we're back just for the end of the season. So,
yeah.
But it'll do for now. So, yes, hello everybody. Welcome to the Log is Off podcast. I'm gonna go straight in with something. Maybe I shouldn't go straight in. Shall we crack a beer first? It's been a while. We'll crack a beer first.
You can't do that.
Well, I'm going to follow up from.
I was how annoying you are.
I was going to follow up on the last podcast when I went to Leeds, if you can recall. But I'll come into it.
Oh, that's right.
Our beer.
Well remembered, yeah. Okay.
So we are going for a Bayonet Brewing off-pistol group winter stout.
Can I just say something before we start? You sent us the pictures of the beers, and when we thought we were going to record, you sent us a picture of a beer, which was called Scream Egg.
Yes.
Now, when I ordered that, I didn't realise there was many variants of that. So I had a completely different beer to you. And I think that would have been really funny when we realised.
It would have, but it worked out for the best because this last couple of weeks I've needed a really strong beer, and that was the one I had. So yeah, I've already drank it.
I tell you what, if we'd had that on the podcast, you might have got a lagers on. It was foul, the one I had.
Oh, really? Oh, mine was
that was, how lucky was that you skipped that?
Well, we've got three. We've got this one to try. This one?
This one?
I got all this.
Oh, can we try this one, please?
I don't know what happened there. My mouth stopped working. We've got this one. You never know. Might be foul. Who knows? That's the luck of the draw. That's them. So I've just looked at it. It's off-piste, but is it off-piste or group? Or is it off-piste or group?
Oh, yeah. Off-piste or group, I would say. I don't know what that means.
Piste or group. Okay.
Mate,
right, anyway. So this is a winter stout by Bayonet Brewing. It's a 6.7%.
That's a made-up thing, winter stout.
Brewed in the winter. Probably a bit Christmassy. Who knows?
Okay.
This is brewed in Northallerton. So I've actually been to a beer festival and met this guy who brews these beers. And I've had a couple of decent ones.
I've just seen the ingredients.
Yes, I have as well.
I didn't
realise
realise
it's very big in there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So hang on. Now you've seen the ingredients. Does it excite you or terrify you?
It might be a Christmassy one.
Might have gone all Christmassy. Right, let's crack in. Oh, what about a can art, please?
People get
really annoyed. People get really annoyed if we don't do the can art.
I know. I was going to get told off for not holding it up when I'm talking. Where's the camera? So, I think that looks a bit like... Can you remember the old sort of Amstrad Spectrum games? And there was a skiing one.
It looks a bit like... was it like... not Morris Minor. Morris... Do you know what I mean?
There was like a skiing winter one where you had... And it was like an isometric thing. Looks like that.
Yeah.
It's really good. Enjoying it.
Yeah, decent can. We won't do a colour taste. We'll do a colour test on this because it should be black or dark.
You know how you're making a comment about us making a white shirt, wearing a white shirt before we started.
Yeah. So before we decided to record this, bearing in mind I haven't actually physically spoken to you for coming up to 3 weeks now. The first thing I said was, "Oh, have you just been to court?"
I haven't. However, I've just spilled stout all over my white shirt.
Yeah, I've just spilled stout as well. Okay. Cheers. Bottoms up.
Cheers.
So maybe
Make your lips back and out of control. It's not doing my misophonia any good.
do you think this could put people off listening? Just listen to me go.
It's putting me off listening.
You should have pre-production meetings, mate. You should have told us that. I am a lip smacker when it comes to. Honestly, I can't talk today. I've just gone lip smacker. I am a lip smacker when it comes to beer. I feel it's like a Ponzi wine thing where you have to get the swish and the. I feel like it's like that. I wish I hadn't seen the ingredients because I don't know if I'd have picked up any of them in the drink.
Yeah, it's not like strong, is it?
No, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
I've got cinnamon a little bit.
Yeah, and a little bit of orange, I think, as well. Actually, maybe a little hint of ginger. A little bit of warming ginger, maybe.
Now, I'm going to be a little bit embarrassed. I don't know what nutmeg tastes like.
I sometimes put nutmeg on my spaghetti bolognese. Fuck me, how middle class is that?
Fucking loads.
Do you know who gave that tip? Jamie Oliver. I saw it years and years ago that Jamie Oliver
speaks
recommended.
Like you know.
Yeah, I thought years and years ago, and Jamie Oliver recommended it. So now I put nutmeg on me spaghetti bolognese.
And is that like from a?
Get a little clove and you get a little mini grater and go. Shh, 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 shh.
You definitely do not. I just put a fistful of cheddar cheese on my. Spaghetti.
Oh, not even Parmesan.
No, cheddar. What's wrong with that?
It's not, I mean nothing, but I mean it's just not very refined, is it, mate?
Yes.
Well,
well, hang on. You might take that back. It's pre.
Gino De Campo would be crying at you. I don't know why I said that. I can't believe it. Anyway,
here's a fun fact about him. Before he was famous on the telly,
Robbed.
he burgled Paul Young.
Yeah, that's like the most well-known fact ever.
It's weird though, isn't it?
It is weird in the fact that he's so famous for being a criminal, but I actually find him quite amusing when it's not too contrived.
I think he's putting it on. I think he's from like
Bolton
or somewhere.
Definitely. It's like the Keith Lemon thing, isn't it? Where he says he's from Sheffield or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because people from Sheffield always sound a bit Italian. But anyway. So, last podcast, I told you that I was going to Leeds. Now I'm going to get into I'm going to get into full ponce mode now.
So where did you go?
So we went to Michael O'Hare's restaurant.
By the way,
Leeds.
I looked up him on the internet and his picture. Is he called Michael O'Hare for a joke?
Yes. So people listening won't see this, but people who are watching, did he look like that?
What's that?
Okay, so for people at home, so what I'm showing up there is I actually brought the menu home with me.
That's the menu.
Yeah, that's the menu.
Hold it up again.
Well, actually, no, it's not the menu.
Fuck off. That's not the menu.
This is the menu. So let me describe it to people who are listening. So basically, it's got a pen drawing self-portrait of Michael O'Hare on the back. So imagine like a 12-year-old who tried to draw a horror character. And
Mate,
this
that's
is what
a
this looks
7-year-old
like.
psychopath drew that.
So this is not just the menu. This is also the bill. So if you remember, you said you were going to guess how much you thought this would cost. Now,
I can't get my head around. What the fuck is that? That's so shit.
So this is a signed menu that you get at the end. It's on card. That's how fucking expensive it is. And it's got my name on it. Hang on, I won't show you the thing, but it's got...
Is it in big scribbly
it's
crayon?
Personalised to me.
Oh, wow.
Right,
Well,
so,
then, let's have a guess.
So I want to just give you the rundown of the food, first of all, just so you can... sort of... I won't give you it all because it's quite long, but I'll give you some of the... the highlights, just so you can get a flavour of it. So I'll go with the drinks first, shall I?
Yeah.
So we did have the matching wine pairing for the courses, but I've went in first of all with a Northern Monk IPA. Come on, be proud of me.
That is good. You dragged it down a little bit. Well done.
I did, yeah. It came in a can, and I drank it out the can.
Fucking hell.
Then we had the wine pairing, and then we had a pomada, which is a cocktail, like a lemon cocktail, and an orange and walnut cocktail as well. So just to set the scene, just to give you a bit of an idea, the Northern Monk IPA was like a can like we've got now.
Yeah.
And it was Northern Monk, and it was brewed specially for them. It was like their own beer. It was £7. Okay, £7. So just giving you a hint of where you might be with price.
Hang on a sec. So when you have the wine pairing, is that not in with the price of the meal, or have you got to pay for all the drinks separate?
No, this is all separate.
So every drink's separate to the meal.
Every drink's separate, yeah.
But they choose which wine goes best with the meals.
Yes, and you get a little 125 mil. Well, you don't even get
I don't do
125
this
mil.
often.
Well, I don't do it often, to be fair, mate. But so I'll give you a little taste of some of the
All right, go on then.
So oysters were the first course.
Of course they were.
And there was a variety of oysters that you could choose from, but this one was slow cooked pig's cheek with an emulsion of fresh oyster in an oyster. Okay.
I don't even understand that.
Then we had some smaller plates. So we had a chilled vichyssoise seasoned with marine plankton, sea grapes, and chip shop curry sauce. Chip shop scraps with the crunchy bits.
What the fuck's a sea grape?
Do you know what? All it reminded me of when I read sea grape, all I could think of was hemorrhoids and bum grapes. Okay.
Salty bum grapes.
Then we'll go for another one. We had cuttlefish larb with chili, lime, and mint. We had salt and sugar cured hake in a nam jim bisque.
These are just noises you're making. No.
We had yellowfin tuna tartare with baked milk bread and beef tallow. Do you know what beef tallow is?
Is it just fat?
Yeah, pure beef fat.
Yeah.
So and then for dessert we had lemon curd ice cream, lemon top milk sorbet with Amalfi lemon shaved ice.
I don't even understand any of the things on that.
Right, well, I'll give you the rundown. Vichyssoise is cold leek and onion soup, leek and potato soup. Hake is a fish. And
I know hake's I'm not a fucking Neanderthal, mate. I know hake's a fish.
Cuttlefish larb is cuttlefish with a larb. I haven't got a clue. LAAB. No idea. It was hot. It came in a little ashtray. It looked like an ashtray that it was in with a long spoon like this big. It was metal, and it looked like it was hot as fuck as well. It was.
Right. Did it taste nice? Spicy. Did everything taste nice?
It all tasted quite nice. What I didn't realise when I booked this was it was so fish orientated, and obviously I went with my wife. Guess what she doesn't like?
Fish.
Basically fish and chili, which is what the meal was.
Could you not have just ordered 2 fried eggs for us?
So that gives you. I won't go through all the menu. That gives you a little idea of it. It was 8 courses altogether.
Right.
Basically, each course was about the size of a paracetamol. Okay, now to the fun part, mate. So we had the 6 courses, the wine tasting, 2 cocktails, an IPA, and 2 bottles of water. Now, I've given you the IPA just to throw you off the scent a bit because that was quite reasonably priced. But just let me tell you, we had 2 litre bottles of water. The second one we didn't actually ask for, but they brought it anyway. And on the bill, they were £12.
Yeah, because they call them mermaid's piss or something and like charge a ridiculous amount of money.
£6 each for the bottle of water.
Was it nice water?
It were fucking water. I drink gallons of tap water and I'm more than happy with tap water.
Tap water's shit, man. You shouldn't drink it.
So there you go. So I want you to talk us through it. What do you reckon?
Well, I always kind of like the idea of these places, but I think if I went there, I'd just be like, I'd be annoyed. And by the way, that menu he's taking the piss with that scribbly fucking picture of himself.
Like, well, and
Watch these daft cunts spend all this money.
So it was called Psycho Sandbar, but everything in it was written backwards. So I'm showing you just that. Yeah, I've got to admit. So you go down some stairs into it, and there's a desk at the bottom, and you go in, and the walls are like black, and it's like really dark in there. And it's all like fluorescent bulbs, and there was a DJ set up at the back with like a big screen showing music videos, and apparently there is a DJ that goes in there to play. But there was also a statue of a stormtrooper kneeling down with in like a bondage pose with a lightsaber. So honestly, mate, it was pretentious as fuck. I've never. I remember laughing to myself, thinking this is so pretentious. And guess the best thing is, we didn't even have a table to ourselves.
What? That can fuck off. I'd be so pissed off.
We shared a table. So, I mean, there were quite big tables, in fairness, but there was 2 of us on one side and 2 people on the other side.
And did you talk to them?
No, didn't cross a word.
Well, that's all right, I suppose. Okay, I'm going to have a stab at how much the bill was then.
Okay.
Right. So this is the total bill for you and your missus.
Yeah, so it was 2 of us.
Yeah.
The 8-course tasting menu, wine pairing, 2 cocktails, an IPA, and 2 bottles of water.
I'm going to go £285.
£285, okay. I like where you come from. Do you want to break that down at all?
Well, I'm thinking there'll be set prices for the food, which I kind of went around £100, just over £100 each. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. 8 courses, I'm thinking just over £10 a course. That's probably reasonable. Mm-hmm. And then the drinks on top. It didn't sound like you went absolutely mental. Although is £80 enough for the drinks enough? I don't know.
Okay.
I'm going to change. Can I change?
Yep.
$3.15.
$3.15, okay. Bang, yeah. In there?
Yeah, in. Lock it in.
Okay. Take a deep breath. £447.
Maybe you just want holiday for that. He's taking the piss, that lad. So,
don't forget, you've got to put a 12.5% service charge on everything as well.
Oh, of course,
it was a lot of money for not a lot of food. To the point where we nearly went for a curry at 12 o'clock at night when we got home.
Was the experience worth it, though?
It was a bit too pretentious for me. So we do like for birthdays and special occasions. occasionally got like Michelin starred, and because sometimes it's really nice. That was my probably worst experience of that kind of restaurant.
Okay.
So it was just too up itself for me. And I was talking to the waiter and stuff and trying to dumb things down a little bit and ask them questions and stuff like that. And they weren't really engaging in it at all. They were just after the punchiness. So, but like we went to, because we're up in the Lake District, we're near Longclume, which is now like 3 Michelin stars.
Yeah.
And that's so good because it's so relaxed. The staff are really nice and the food is unbelievable.
Is that the same sort of price then?
It was probably less than that. I can't remember exactly now, but it was. I think we stayed there for 2 nights as well,
All right.
and it was something like 600 quid or something. So yeah,
Okay.
so there you go. So my recommendation, well, not recommendation, but my time in the restaurant was good. I mean, it was a couple of hours, 2.5 hours. We got absolutely pissed afterwards as well, which was quite good.
Did you?
Yeah.
Where were you, Leeds?
In Leeds, yeah. And we drank
Yeah.
stout and IPA traditionally afterwards. It was quite
A
fun.
nice one. Nice one. So while we've been away, I went to Sheffield for a weekend.
The Steel City.
Have you been to Sheffield before?
Yeah, I've been to Sheffield a few times.
It's a weird place.
Yeah, it's like... Oh, the Peace Garden's still there.
Didn't see them.
Okay.
Not unless there's a Wetherspoons called the Peace Gardens.
You can't miss them, so I'm assuming that they might not be there anymore.
So we went. I stayed in an Airbnb, which I'd never done before. It was like a mission getting in the Airbnb, because one of my mates who was arriving later than us had booked it all. We got these instructions, and it was like, you need to find this bubble tea shop and get the key. So I had to find this bubble tea shop. By the way, where we stayed in Sheffield was rough as fuck.
Was it? Where was it? Where was it? I know some of the areas. If you mention,
I can't remember the name of the area, but like, it was literally like a million homeless people.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of homeless people. I think there's a big shelter there.
It was just a really rough area. People kicking off. My room overlooked a pub that was open at 4:00 in the morning.
Nice.
And it was like, which we went in on the Saturday night. It was brilliant. It was one of the best nights I've had. But we were trying not to drink the entire weekend. So I was like, right, we need something to do on Saturday afternoon so we don't just end up in the pub all day. So we went to the Sheffield Video Games Museum.
That sounds good.
It was all right. I think if I'd gone there specifically for that, I'd be annoyed. But it was all right. They had like
what
arcades.
Was it? Just like old arcades? Could you play?
Yeah,
them?
they had about 10 arcades. Yeah, they had like Street Fighters and Pac-Mans and Gauntlet and things like that. And then they had loads of like consoles set up, like Mega Drives and Nintendos and stuff. It was quite good.
Because there's a place like that in Bury that we've threatened to go to, haven't we? Which is full of the old arcade.
I
machines.
imagine that's a lot better than this.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, it was really good.
So Sheffield on the recommendations list then.
Yeah, so the reason I brought it up is this place called Kellam Island.
Yeah, Kellam Island Brewery.
Have you been there?
Yeah, I haven't been to the brewery, but I've had a lot of their beer. Okay, I'll let you tell your story. This is weird. This is spooky.
It's quite a poncy area, like a little poncy area for all the posh students and the sort of well-to-dos. And they've got this pub, and it was like an old sort of fashioned pub, and they had all they didn't have like crappy beers on. They had like their own sort. I think it must have been their own brewery, or maybe even the Kellam one.
Yeah, the brewery.
And it's a community-run pub. It was brilliant. So like the pub's just ran by the community and paid for. It was rammed. It had this massive beer garden outside, which kind of went all the way around the pub, which was really good. And the beers were really nice.
Yeah.
I was really enjoying it.
So did you have the tell me the beer you had. I bet you didn't Untapped it.
I didn't.
You're not very good at Untapped, are you?
I'm not very good, no. I tried, but it was I tell you what we did have, because the other lads don't normally drink proper beer. So I got them a dipper. And I was like, the lads, this is a dipper. And they hated it.
Maybe they need to come on this podcast and be educated.
I know. I couldn't believe it. I'm drinking beers and everything.
Easy Rider, is it called? There's a Calamine Easy Rider, I think it's called.
Right. The one I ordered was called something like, but not Doomsday.
Right, okay.
Doomsday or Dreadnought or
all cask beer
something
as well, wasn't it?
yeah. All cask.
The dipper wouldn't have been cask, I don't.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a proper.
Was it really? All right.
Well, it was a proper. One of those.
Ah, interesting. Oh, I'd have tried that.
It was nice.
So I was in London last weekend. I went to Twickenham to watch the rugby final, and in the Euston, I went to Euston Tap, which is like a real ale craft bar outside of Euston Station, because we were just staying over the road from it, and I had a pint of Kellam Island.
Wow.
Isn't that weird? And it was actually, I saw the guys I was with last night, and we were talking about it. We were just actually saying it was the best pint we had all weekend.
Yeah. I don't think, funny enough, I don't think I had that. I might have, but I can't remember it.
So I'm not sure. I haven't seen Kellam Island around for ages. We used to see them all the time. And so I wasn't sure if they'd gone bust and then have been bought out and come back or not. So I don't know.
I didn't see a brewery, but then I might have walked past it. That's the kind of.
Oh no, they've definitely got a brewery. I mean, they definitely brew. It's a brew pub, that. So
yeah,
no, it was good. So you're trying to even introduce other people to real cask beers these days.
Yeah, and then on Saturday we went from Kellam Island to this pub called Maggie Malone's and stayed singing 90s songs till 4 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't speak the next day.
So do you think your illness of late might have been anything to do with the fact that you maybe overindulged?
That's what I thought it was, because I was like, you know when you like go somewhere and you're shouting for hours, and then the next day you're like, I thought that's what it was, but it just got progressively worse over the week. It was definitely COVID.
Well done for surviving.
Thanks, mate. I'm a trooper.
What I was going to say there was, when you go to somewhere where it's a really good atmosphere in a pub and the singing and dancing, it is brilliant.
You just get carried
but
away.
You've got to be in the mood for that, because like my idea of a really good pub is somewhere with no or very low music and cask beer, loads of variety of cask beer, kegs, cans, sitting down or standing at the bar and just waxing the record. That's my idea of a perfect pub. But occasionally I want karaoke and I want music and I want all that shebang.
I tell you what was brilliant about it, and I think that's why we got carried away, it was everyone in that pub was at least 10 years younger than us. Everyone was in such a good mood. Everyone was like putting their arm around you and like talking to you and singing with you. It was brilliant. Really enjoyed it.
Sounds it.
Yeah,
so
really good.
Sheffield gets the 5 stars, apart from the Airbnb.
The Airbnb was all right.
Surprised. I'm quite surprised you've never done an Airbnb.
I was nervous about like is the different rules here? And then you get in there and it's like, oh, it's some fucker's flat.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know what to do.
They're just like houses. Was it full of his stuff?
No, it was like I think they use it as an Airbnb exclusively. I don't think they stay there.
Right. Airbnbs are the way forward. We've had Airbnbs like when we go on holiday. We usually get an Airbnb and all that. So
I tell you what, I was so excited for though, which was ruined. In my house, we've got one toilet and one bathroom. So often you can be in the bath and then someone comes in for a dump,
a poo,
and it ruins you. That ruins a bath. Let me tell you. It's like being in prison.
Do you go the whole way through? Oh, that stinks.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm having shit. Of course it stinks.
Sorry, I was desperate. You're always desperate when I'm having a soak.
I bet you're like a fucking hot dog in brine.
I've got the rear ducts in. I'll treat myself, have a bath, Radox, maybe some candles. Then someone comes in and drops their guts.
You don't candle. You don't candle.
No, I don't
blind
candle.
bath.
I don't candle.
Oh, thank goodness.
So,
And you've got
so
that.
anyway.
And you've got that fancy toilet that plays a tune.
So anyway, we got to this place, right? And me and another lad were there before the lad who'd booked it. And so there was 2 rooms. So someone was on the settees, which was a sofa bed, but someone was on the settees. And the lad who got there...
Obviously him for not being there.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. And the lad who I was with was like, well, he's booked it and paid for it, and we give him the money, obviously.
Yeah.
But I was like, so? He's not here?
Bagsy rules.
So anyway, my mate said, I'm not bothered, I'll just go on the sofa bed anyway, so he can have the room when he gets here. So I obviously got the biggest room with the biggest bed, and it had an ensuite. And I was like, I've got my own bathroom. I've got my own bathroom. I can have a shower or a bath without anyone coming in and having a poo or a wee.
Please tell us someone came in because they were desperate and had a poo in you.
So they used... I explained this to them, and I explained how, this was like something I don't always experience. It was a luxury for me. They didn't use any other toilet or bathroom apart from mine the entire weekend. They were having shits. They were having showers. At one point in the morning, there was no hot water for me. Can you imagine how annoyed I would be?
That's brilliant. Oh, good on them. Good on them. I'd have done that as well.
I know you would have.
Just because you said it, basically. If you just kept your mouth shut and lived that little bit of luxury, no one would have known any the wiser.
Yeah, I was really annoyed.
And also, beer poos are chronic.
I know. Mate, you don't have to tell us. I looked through it.
I'm really regular. I think I've mentioned this before. I wake up. First thing I do before anything else, whether I need it or not, go for a poo. One poo
if you need it
for the
or
day.
not.
One poo for the day, like clockwork.
Yeah, I am as well.
I'm not moving until I've done it. So I can be sometimes 40 minutes.
That's a long old time. Do you not get dead legs?
Yeah, sometimes you get pins and needle feet. When you have to do a penguin walk out the back because your feet are going to Oh. Right.
Lovely stuff.
Right, let's get back to this beer then. So we've got a Bayonet Brewing Off-Piste O Group Winter Stout, 6.7%. I'll send it over to you. What do you think?
Well, I've drank it all.
Yeah, me too.
Do you know what? As a stout, it was all right. I think those flavours didn't really come through, which I was kind of hoping for. But yeah, you can ask us a question if you want.
Okay, well, I thought it was quite good actually, but definitely not full of the flavours that were there, but it had hints of them, so it was quite subtle. Dan, is the lager on or the lager off?
Lager's off. We're back.
Of course it is. Yeah, that was good. Right. Well, I think on that tremendous note, we can probably call it a bit of a day there.
Sorry about the poo talk. Just before we go, could you hold up that menu again?
I mean, this is not good for the listeners, but...
£400 for a drawing on a bit of paper. He's taking the piss, mate.
No, do you know what the worst thing, though? I was already committed because I'd already paid £150 up front as a deposit. So, and they said you can't get it back if you don't come. So I was already on a hiding to nothing. I had to commit. Right, mate. Thank you very much. Good to be back.
Yeah.
See you next time.
See you next time. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The log is off.